Hey there, welcome to WSJ Off Duty. I'm Wendy Bounds. Now, the new Spider-Man movie, it is coming out next week. I am ready. We hear there is more live action swinging and stunts in this one than in films past, which is why this week we're going to teach you how to channel your inner Spider-Man and get a really good workout in the process. Now, I'm in Times Square. Just around the corner down there is where the Broadway show Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark performs every night. We talked to one of 9 stuntmen, and he's going to teach you how to perform some of the classic Spidey poses. My quad still hurt. After that, though, we're going to introduce you to a real-life Spider-Man. He practices parkour. Now that is a workout. First, though, we're headed to Broadway. We're here in a rehearsal studio not far from where the Broadway show Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark is performed every night. We're here with one of 9 stuntmen who plays Spider-Man. That is Craig Nixon. He's right here. Craig, nicely done. Come over here a second. You got every little boy's dream. You play Spider-Man every night.
It's a dream come true. I still have my pajamas when I was a little kid, jumping off couches, pretending I was Spider-Man.
Underoos? No, I'm just kidding. That's too old for you. All right, we're going to get you to teach us some of what you do in just a minute, but I want to get a sense, of what's different being in a Broadway show, because if you think about Spider-Man in a comic book, they can dream up anything for the moves. In the movies, they've got CGI to help them out. But here in the Broadway show, you've got your body and sort of, whatever technologically they can come up with to help you. How is that different?
It's the real deal. I mean, audiences come every night to see the real-life Spider-Man come to life. He's flying over your head. Obviously, you have wires that are able to throw and fly Spider-Man around the theater. But I think what's great about our show is that we actually have 9 or 10 real-life Spider-Men who are flipping, who are fighting, Green Goblin in the air, but they're actually doing these real stunts for real, which I think is, bar to none.
Let me see one of your best Spidey moves. Give us
best Spidey moves?
Give us one of your best Spidey moves. Right
okay.
Whoa!
Actually, that move got me the job. So
this is your own special custom Spidey suit?
It is, yes. They built it for me in my body, and I wear it 8 shows a week.
So for the stunts, you've got some padding here. Does this protect you, like if you sort of run into anything?
It is. I mean, the muscles is in order to make the shape of Spider-Man.
Right. You're pretty big on your own. But
yeah, I try. Right. I try. But yeah, the padding does help with a lot of the stunts and the dancing and the flying that we do in the show, which is very rigorous.
And what about the harnesses? Are you attached to your hips?
Yeah, I wear actually 2 different harnesses. One is a Hong Kong harness that I get picked here with some clippings, and then actually get picked up here as well for different flights.
Now, what about on the bottom of your feet? Any do you have traction or just?
Yeah. The costume designer gave us some nice little lightweight Pumas, so they pull over, and I mean everything about this costume, even when it comes to the hands, they have grippy little material to make sure that we don't slip on the floor.
Now hold up your hand. Speaking of grippy hands, the Spider-Man shoots webs from his hand. How do you do that on stage?
Well, we have to give the illusion like we're actually, we have these superpowers, but we actually have these web streamers that are great, and the audience loves them, but we throw them out and the little white strings come out. So
right into the audience.
Yes. So.
Show me how to do a Spider-Man move like that.
Well, first, the index finger and pinky like this, and thumb is out, and you just go and flick it out like that. Yep.
You keep making
and the sound
noise
effects, it's not a. So the 3 steps to become Spider-Man are very simple. You're going to step out with your left leg. You're going to shoot with your left arm. From here, we're going to transition to the left. Our right leg's going to come in. We'll do a double shoot with both hands. And then from here, we're going to bring it in. His most infamous pose, he's going to come down in his cross position. Left hand on the floor, right hand up in the air.
All right, let's quickly do it together. Just
sure.
Break it down for people trying it at home.
Sure, take your left leg, step it out. You're going to just look over to your left. You're going to shoot over this side. There it is, nice.
Okay.
From here, we're going to do a double. So we're going to shift our weight over to the left. And then same thing with these.
Bend.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to shoot both sides like that.
All right.
From here, take your right leg and bring it in. Face front. Your left hand's going to come down, very Spidey-like with your left hand. And then I think his most famous pose here is when he's crouched down.
And he goes like
has
that.
his, yeah, exactly. That was nice.
Okay, so it's going to take me a little while to learn how to do that, but still, all around the world, people are learning how to scale walls and jump from buildings without the help of movie CGI technology or harnesses or nets. I'm going to take you downtown right now and introduce you to the fantastic world of parkour. Here on Off Duty, we've actually found ourselves a real-life Spider-Man. His name is Jesse Danger. Danger's your middle name, right?
That's right.
You're sticking to that. But you actually practice something called parkour. And now parkour, we've seen it in Casino Royale, we've seen it on YouTube videos. Pretty amazing body movement. What is it by definition?
Parkour is natural human locomotion. It's moving across your environment using only your body.
And using your body in some pretty wild ways.
Sometimes, yeah.
Can you give us a demo here?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Spider-Man, take that. Nicely done.
Thank you.
So are you, now as a beginner, and I've worn my Spidey t-shirt here to sort of like channel, that'll help. I think that's gonna give me superpowers, and you're gonna show us some basic movements in just a second. But do you ever get nervous? Are you ever scared you're gonna hurt yourself?
You know, it's really important just to take things slowly, cautiously, and always be confident. Try to build confidence as opposed to working against fear.
And how long have you been working at parkour to be able to do this?
I've been training parkour for almost 8 years now.
All right, now for somebody who's like moderately physically fit, there are a few basic movements you can do to sort of start working your way into that.
That's right.
All right, you're gonna show me how?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right,
Spidey.
great. All right, you've been sitting at a desk all day, so I've got to get you warmed up.
So what are we gonna do? We're
Let's
running?
go, let's jog.
We're back in college. Now, to practice parkour, you're called a traceur.
That's right.
And what am I?
You're a traceur.
Traceurs. First thing is QM. What is QM?
QM is quadrupedal movement. It's crawling along the ground.
Oh, like Spidey.
Like Spidey.
Okay, let's go.
I want you to bring one leg forward, the same side arm back, and you're gonna go opposite arm, opposite leg. Glide along the floor.
So that was a cat crawl. Now
Right.
a side crawl?
This is a side crawl. You're gonna be trying to put your hands and feet the same distance apart. Your next hand goes your foot distance apart, it's about shoulder width. Next hand, same. Swing around until it's the same on the other side. Just like that.
Is there actually a move that's called the Spider-Man move?
Yeah, we do have the Spider-Man crawl.
See
and
that?
that's this.
All right, so you're gonna show us the safety belt. Now, the whole thing about parkour is you're supposed to just be able to keep moving through the world
Absolutely.
naturally.
And if you remember our QM, it showed us our body rhythm, so we're gonna try to keep that same body rhythm when we're moving through all obstacles.
Okay.
So what you're doing here is you're gonna have the opposite hand, opposite leg, come down into it, and thread through, so you can keep walking.
So that was a pretty small park bench, but is the point that you can escalate to much bigger targets?
Absolutely.
Now, Spidey, he does a lot of swinging. How do you practice the swinging in parkour?
In parkour, swinging is called lâché.
Lâché.
So I want you to grab like this and swing through like that. Good.
Whoa. A jungle gym is a good place to start practicing parkour.
Absolutely.
What about how Spider-Man sort of leaps from building to building? How do you make those moves?
Well, in parkour, we call jumps precisions.
Precisions.
You're trying to precisely jump from one thing to another.
When you're jumping from buildings, you better be precise.
Absolutely.
All right, Spidey, Jesse, we can't all like leap tall buildings in a single bound, or I'm mixing my superhero metaphors, but anyway, to start small, what do we do for precisions?
Really, you can find little things to jump to all over the place. You could start here and try to jump to that curb.
All right.
You're starting to get the hang of this.
Well, I'm not in traction yet, so that's a good sign. Now, Spider-Man, the amazing sort of like tucking and rolling he does, how do you pull that off?
Well, it's a little different from the somersault you learned as a kid. What you're going to be doing is rolling from this part of your shoulder, the meaty part,
Yep.
to just above your hip.
Also the meaty
here.
part.
Also the meaty part.
Yeah.
So you're going to bring your hands down into a triangle, lower to your shoulder, tuck
Nice.
over and roll.
It's a good workout, Jesse, but it's harder than it looks. And if you've got like an injury, I have a torn piece of my shoulder, like it's not just a simple somersault. You have to be careful.
Absolutely. Safety is the first priority, and if you have a pre-existing injury, you need to make sure that you just lay off it and let it recover.
I know there's schools across the country. How much do you
There
charge
are.
per hour?
I charge $30 an hour.
I'm going to take you somewhere and let you show off some of these amazing moves. So let's get down. Let's go from there.
That sounds great. Let's go.
Thank you, Jesse. Whoa. Okay. Thank you. How do I get down from here? Well, I found my way down. I'm back in my perch in Times Square. I need to do a little stretching after that. While I do, we've shown you the real life Spidey, we've shown you the Broadway Spidey, but how does the movie Spidey stack up? Well, fortunately, we know someone who has seen it, and she's going to give us a sneak preview. Oh, that hurts. haven't seen him, but you have. At least you saw him on the big screen.
Yes.
Now, a new guy playing Spider-Man this time around. He's not our same old Tobey Maguire. Who is this guy and what's he like?
This is Andrew Garfield, who was Eduardo Severin in The Social Network.
Yep.
And he is a very different Spider-Man. He's irreverent. He is very much a teenage boy who stumbles into this power and has a little fun with it. He's not saving humanity.
And he has these funny lines, at least from what I've seen from the trailers, and there have been a lot of trailers out there, but you know, he has somebody coming at him with a knife, and he's like, ooh, you found my weakness, a very small light knife.
Right.
Are there little lines like that throughout?
Completely. And they're great little comedic pauses in a movie that's over 2.5 hours long.
Did you feel like it was 2.5 hours?
Yes and no.
Okay.
It was so refreshing because it was different. They went back to the Amazing Spider-Man, the comic books in the 60s. You know, they had him with making his little Spidey webs. They had him making it versus it coming out of Tobey Maguire. That was from the original comic series.
In terms of how much Andrew's actually doing his own movement, people are always interested in, like, how can you move like Spider-Man?
Right.
How much does he do his own work? I know you talked to him yourself about this.
Yes. He didn't say whether or not the finished product ended up on screen, if it was all his stunts, but he did say, you know, he worked at this 5 hours a day, every day, very much like Tobey Maguire did. But the thing he really focused on was very gentle movements.
Gentle movements.
Gentle. When people come downstairs, they kind of come down like a, you know, herd of elephants.
Right.
He lands and it's very soft and it's very kind of curving around an object, and that's what Spider-Man does.
Kind of like a spider. I mean, a spider moves like this. It'll be interesting to watch his movements. Now, this film in particular, how do you think it's going to stack up against, like, The Dark Knight and Avengers?
Right.
I mean, we have had a summer of superheroes.
We have, and to be honest with you, I think people are a little tired of them. I mean, yes and no. The Avengers just hit 600 million. That is, you know, after Titanic and Avatar, that's the third film ever to do that domestically.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Ever.
Hard to blow that out of the water.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the same time, Spider-Man is coming up on his 50th anniversary, so I think people are going to want to see it.
And you liked it.
And I did. I enjoyed it. They brought something different to the table by returning to the original.
And very quickly, I mean, speaking of, people have seen trailers of this.
Yes.
And they've seen a little bit of who this new Spider-Man is going to be.
Yes.
A lot of trailers. Do you think that's going to help or hurt the movie in terms of, they think they've seen too much already?
I can tell you haven't seen too much because I watched all those trailers and there are still some surprises in the film. But I think with these big Marvel superhero movies, they want to get them out. They want people talking about them. They want them to see as much as they can. That's part of the marketing nowadays.
Wait, look over there. Oh no, it's just a window washer. Oh well, we'll keep looking. Thanks, Alexandra. That is it for today's WSJ Off Duty. Now I'm going to put my Spidey moves into a little action right now. I'm going to try one of those precision parkour moves. I think I've got it.
No, you're not going to do that.
What are you doing here, Marshall?
Please don't do that, Wendy. That's psychotic. You're going to break your leg.
It's a really good ending for the show.
Your shoulder's bad.
I did.
It's a horrible idea. Can you please not do that?
Hey, look over there.
What?